recovery. Any idea what is mean by backup? Anybody? Does anybody know what is backup?
Ma'am, if anything's get deleted, then we can recover it from the backup.
Correct. So if accidentally I have deleted any document, any file, or any folder, if I have taken the backup of that particular data, I can recover that thing back. So if I'm possible to recover the entire data, I call it that since I have taken the backup, therefore I was able to recover. So we say that backup is nothing but a copy of a data. And why that copy of a data is made? It is made so that in case if there is any problem with the original data, problem means if it is lost or if it is accidentally deleted or if it gets corrupted. So in that case, I can use that copy to complete my work. Now, what do you mean by recovery?
Recovering that backup data.
Okay, so when I say that backup is copy of a data. Whenever I am restoring that copy, I call it as a recovery. So once the entire data is back at the same position after it was been deleted or after it was been lost or after it was been corrupted, if I get the entire data back as it is, I say that the data is recovered. Okay, so backup is I make a copy and recover means I have restored the original content as it is and therefore it is considered as recovery. So backup is what? Backup on a personal compute. Backup can be taken on a personal computer or it can be taken for the server machines also. So if I have my personal laptop, I can make the backup of what all important things I feel like. I can take the copy of all those important documents. If I work on a server and if I feel that some files which are there on the server and they need to take backup, I can take a backup on the server also. So it is not like that if it is only a client machine, I can take a backup. If it is a server machine only, then I can take a backup. Let it be a server machine, let it be a client machine, let it be a laptop, let it be your mobile phone, let it be your personal desktop, let it be any gadget, you can take the backup of all the contents inside it. Okay. And why do we take this backup? We take in order to prevent from loss of the data, permanent loss of the data. In case if I do not have a backup, say suppose of experiment 1, and if it gets deleted accidentally, what will I do? Will I have any means to recover that data back? No. So if that data is very important to the person, what the person has to do is always has to take a backup. So in case if a original is lost, it can recover from whatever the backup copy is. Therefore, getting to know different backup tools is very important, especially for the system administrator who works in large amount of enterprise level data. So if I am a system administrator and if I work with very large amount of data, so for me, taking a backup should be a regular activity. If I have prepared a file today and if I'm working on a server and if I'm an admin, I should see to it that I take a backup of that file. Tomorrow, if I work on a new file and if I modify today's file also, I have to take the backup of whatever is modified and whatever is prepared new. So if I'm an administrator and if I work on a server machine, taking a backup should be my daily activity. So how should I take this backup? I can either, there are two ways to take a backup. You use automatic tools or you do it manually. Manually, how do you do it? You insert some storage, secondary storage, and you copy it manually into that storage. But when I say automatic means what? You use some kind of tools, you use some kind of software where in foreground you can do some work and in the background the backup will keep on happening. So if I'm using that automatic way, I should know that what are the different backup tools which can be used for taking the backup. If I want to do it manually, I can say do copy pasting work or I can use certain commands also. So there are two ways for doing a backup. One is by using certain tools, which is automatic method, and second is manual. In manual also you can keep on copy pasting one by one and keep on checking. If one is completed, copy the second one. If second is completed, copy the third one. Or you can simply use certain commands, and by using those commands, you just mention the file names, that what is the source of copying and where is the destination where it has to get copied. It will automatically keep on happening that. Okay, so we should, being an administrator or being a normal human, I should know that how are the different ways where I can take the backup. Now, what is this backup utility for Linux? I have a machine where I have all the original data, and I have selected another machine where I am storing that backup. And once if the original data is lost from here, I can restore the backup copy into the original system. So if suppose I have a file ABC over here, I have backup that file ABC on machine number 2. So if ABC is lost permanently from machine number 1, what do I have? Will I make that ABC file again? No. Since I have taken the backup of that file ABC over here, what I will do is simply I will restore it from machine number 2 to machine number 1. So when I'm copying, I call it as backup. And when I'm bringing the original data back after the data loss, I call it as restore. So after the restore is completed, I have one more step which is called as recovery. That means after the data is restored, I have recovered all the data which was lost. So backup includes 2 steps. It is one step is restoring and the other step is recovering. Restoring means you are copying the data one by one. After all the data is being copied, I say that the data is recovered. So for example, if I had a folder called as Linux experiment into my system, which had 10 experiments into it. So accidentally I got that experiment folders got deleted. But since I have a backup on my pen drive, what will I do? I will insert the pen drive and I will start copying an entire folder. So what will happen? First experiment 1 will get restored, then 2 will get restored, then 3 will get restored, 4, 5, 6, 7, so on. So when 1 files are getting copied into the original system, I call it as restoring. Once when all the 10 experiments are loaded, I say that the folder is recovered. So restoring is getting copied one by one, and once everything is copied into the original system, I say that it is recovered. Is it understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so backup is a 2-step procedure, restoring and recovering. After it is restored, it has to recover, and after it is recovered, that means then only I can say that I've got the original data back which was lost permanently from the system. Clear up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it is always a good practice to keep backing up of your data in the computer. So it is always good practice if you start copying your data or taking a backup of your data. So in case if anything happens on any day, you have the backup or the latest backup from where you can restore. Many of us have a habit of taking a backup after a year, after a 6 months. So whatever gets lost in between, we do not have any option other than recreating it. So many of them keep on taking the backup on daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, quarterly basis, yearly basis, and so on. So now this depends on what type of data it is. If it is a very important data, see to it that you take it on a daily basis. If it is not of that important, you can take it after a month, after 3 months, and so on. So it depends on what type of data it is and how important it is to the user. Backup can either be done manually, as I said, copy paste karo, nahi to koi to commands use karo, or it can be done by using some or the other tools. Many backup tools have different features that allow the user to configure the type of backup, time of backup, what to backup, logging backup activities, and many more. So whenever you select any tool for backup, there are various options. First of all, there are different types of backup. You may have full backup, you may have incremental backup, you may have differential backup. Now, when I say full backup means what? Any idea? Full backup.
The file is again copied completely, irrespective of the changes.
Okay. So if I have a file, this file chapter 4 as PPT. So if I say full backup means what? It is going to take a copy of entire PPT. If it has 7 slides, it will take all the 7 slides. That is what is full backup. Now what is incremental backup? मतलब full means what? जितना है full पूरा का पूरा backup हो जाएगा. That is what is full. Full is complete. What is incremental? You have a salary of 10,000, you got increment by 1,000 rupees. What does this mean? इंक्रीमेंट। तो आपका सैलरी अभी 10,000 के जगह 1,000 हो जाएगा क्या?
11,000.
It will be 10,000 plus 1,000, correct, like that. So if I say incremental backup, so if I had 7 slides in chapter 4 PPT, now if I make a new slide number 8, and when I do incremental backup, I have 1 to 7 as it is. Now I have added slide number 8 also as increment to it. So whatever changes you make to the full backup will be considered as incremental backup. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके तो फुल में पूरा रहेगा, इंक्रीमेंटल में जितना फुल के बाद चेंजेस हुआ उतना रहेगा, ठीक है। तो अगर आपने संडे को फुल बैकअप लिया है, मंडे को कुछ चेंजेस करते हो और मंडे को इंक्रीमेंटल परफॉर्म करते हो, इंक्रीमेंटल बैकअप, तो क्या होगा, संडे का बैकअप संडे में रहेगा और मंडे का बैकअप मंडे के इंक्रीमेंट में रहेगा। अंडरस्टैंडिंग? यस।
Yes.
हाँ, नाउ व्हाट इज डिफरेंशियल बैकअप? एनी आइडिया?
It will keep track of the changes only.
It will
Keep track of the changes only.
so then what is the difference in incremental and differential?
In incremental, if the previous files have changed, it won't back up those. But in differential, if the previous ones also change, it will back up the previous ones.
See, in simple language, what is the difference in differential and incremental? Incremental is taking only which is modified after the full backup. Okay, so अगर संडे को फुल बैकअप लिया है, मंडे को चेंजेस किया, तो मंडे के बैकअप में सिर्फ मंडे का चेंजेस रहेगा। Now, if on Tuesday I perform differential backup, so what will differential backup see? Differential backup will see when was the last full backup taken. तो लास्ट फुल बैकअप के बाद जो भी हुआ रहेगा, that will be there in differential. So when I open incremental, I will find only the latest changes. But when I open differential backup, differential will be having all the changes of incremental also as well as of full backup also. Are you understanding?
Yes.
So from Monday to Saturday, I made a file and I did some changes. I prepared that file. On Sunday, I took full backup. Okay, so whatever I did from Monday to Saturday is there in Sunday ka full backup. Now, Monday morning, I opened the same file and I edited 2-3 lines. Monday, I did incremental backup. तो वो इंक्रीमेंटल बैकअप में क्या स्टोर होगा? ओनली दोज चेंजेस। एनरोलमेंट नंबर 31 का मार्क्स इज 32, only that will be changed, whereas in Sunday ka file I will have everything from roll number 1 to roll number 60. Now on Tuesday when I take differential backup, Tuesday को मैंने changes किया 40 के मार्क्स को, 41 के मार्क्स को और 43 रोल नंबर के मार्क्स को. So on Tuesday I will have everything of Monday का backup as well as everything of Tuesday का backup. That is what is differential. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So whenever we take a backup, let it be a manual backup or an automatic backup, I have to first decide what kind of backup am I doing. Whether I have to do full, whether I want to do incremental or whether I want to do differential backup. I have to decide that at what time should a backup be happen. अगर I have decided Sunday है तो Sunday को कितने बजे होना चाहिए, सुबह होना चाहिए, शाम को होना चाहिए, रात को होना चाहिए. I have to decide the time also. Then what type of backup means? Either it is full or incremental or differential. Then I have to see whether do I have to take all the logging activities also in the backup or not. For example, Varshil logged into the system at 10 o'clock. He logged out at the system from the same system at 12. On the same system, Jay entered at 2 o'clock, logged out at 4 o'clock. So do I have to take all the logging activities also? So along with what type of backup, what time of backup, I also have to decide what all should be backup. Is it only the files or only the folders or only the software part or everything, or right from the login to the logout, whatever happened in the system, do I have to take everything? So all these things need to be decided when I'm going to or when I'm planning for a backup. Okay, now this keep on changing from user to user. If I am an administrator, I will think of all of this. But if I have my own personal computer and if only I am logging and I am only logging out, I may not take logging activity backup. I may take only files, folders and softwares and so on. But if I'm an administrator, I will have to see everything right from login to log out. If I'm working on server, again I have to think of everything right from login to log out. So this keeps on changing from type of data, type of user, and what type of machine is it. Are you understanding this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we now know that what is backup. Any idea what is archive? Archive क्या होता है? Have you heard this term archive?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, बहुत बार मेल्स ओपन करते हो गलती से कुछ तो यहाँ वहाँ बटन दब जाता है या स्लाइड हो जाता है and it shows that mail is archived. Have you seen that?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what is archived? Archive is a data which is no longer used. That is what is called as archive. For example, backup क्या होता है? I am going to use that data. Yes, therefore I am taking a backup. So if I take a backup of this chapter 4, I may use the same PPT next year. Again, if I take a backup of the same PPT, I may use to the next year. Okay. So why I am taking the backup? Because that data is required to me. But what is archive? Archive means there also the data is saved, but it is not being used that frequently how your backup is being used. For example, I was as a student in KJ Somaiya Polytechnic in the year 2007. Will the data of 2007 be considered as backup or will it be considered as archived?
Archive.
आर्काइव क्यों? क्योंकि डेटा का बैकअप है बट अभी उसको यूज नहीं किया जा रहा है इसलिए वो बैकअप नहीं है अभी वो आर्काइव हो गया है. You have passed out KJSP in the year 2022. When you come in 2050, will I consider your data as backup or will I consider it as archive? I will consider it as archive. So what is archive? The data is stored somewhere, but it is no longer used and it is no longer changed. Therefore, it is considered to be as archive. ठीक है, आपका डेटा मैं 3 साल तक रखूंगी 22, 23, 24. अगर उस सब पास हो गए किसी का कुछ भी डेटा चेंज नहीं हो रहा है तो वो बन जाएगा आर्काइव. So if I work in an organization, say as KJ Somaiya Polytechnic, from year 2013 to 2021 तक मैंने काम किया, तो मेरा डेटा 22, 23, 24 तक बैकअप में रहेगा. उसके बाद will the HR people change my data? No, because I am no longer working in the institute, so they won't change my data. They will keep the data as it is. So whenever I come after 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and if I ask for the data, they will give me the data from archived, but they won't give me the data from the backup. तो बैकअप किसको बोलते हैं हम? जो चेंज होते रहेगा. अभी मैंने लास्ट ईयर का ही पीपीटी यूज किया है बट आई हैव मेड सम चेंजेस, सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज बैकअप. बट अगर मैं और 20 साल ये सेम पीपीटी यूज करूंगी सो इट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज अ आर्काइव. व्हाई आर्काइव? बिकॉज आई एम नॉट मेकिंग एनी चेंजेस इन द डेटा. आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग द डिफरेंस?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so archiving is also storing a data, but it is that data which is stored which is not being used frequently and neither it is being changed frequently. Understood? So data archiving is a process of moving the data that is no longer actively used. तो 3 साल बाद मैं आपका डेटा कवर्ड में लॉक करके रख दूंगी. Why? Because I am not going to touch, neither I am going to make any changes. Why? Because the person has left the organization or it is not being going to use, and hence I will make that data as a archived data. And archive is inactive information. Inactive means not being used regularly, therefore it is not active. Inactive है, जब लगेगा तब मैं उसको ढूंढ के निकालूंगी. Therefore it is inactive type of information. Again, it can be in any format. Maybe I store it in a form of file, maybe I store it in a form of folder, maybe I put it in some drive and I keep it as it is. By whenever I require, I'll put that drive into my system and I'll use it. So it can be any type of data. It is a central place in which the aggregation of data is kept, maintained in an organized way. So अगर archived है तो आप उसको कैसे भी नहीं फेंक सकते. I have to organize it and I have to keep it because in case if it has been asked after 20 years, I should be able to retrieve the data. तो अगर मैंने निश्चित का OS का मार्क्स गुम कर दिया और निश्चित कल आके मुझे 20 years के बाद बोलेगा I want that OS का data for my higher education. If the data is not in an organized form, will I be able to give him ever in whenever he asks for? I won't be able to give. Why? Because I have not stored it in a proper place or not in a proper manner. So even if a data is archived, though it is inactive, though it is not being used regularly, still I have to maintain it in a very organized, in a proper way, because you never know that you may require that data at any time, anywhere. Okay, so that data can be anything. It can be a file, it can be a directory, it can be a document, it can be a folder. Let it be anything. We can archive any type of a data. So now, what is the difference between backup and archive? Anybody? What is the first major difference?
And backup is used if required and changes are made. We can make changes in that.
Okay, it is a data where we regularly keep on making the changes. If it is archive, we do not change regularly. So we call one backup as active data and we call archive as a inactive data. What can be any other difference? Original data remains in a place while backup copy is stored in another location. Yes or no? अगर मुझे बैकअप लेना है डी ड्राइव का, तो मैं डी ड्राइव का बैकअप लेके डी ड्राइव में स्टोर करूंगी क्या?
No, ma'am.
if I want, I can do that, but in case अगर डी ड्राइव चला गया तो मुझे ना बैकअप मिलेगा ना ओरिजिनल डेटा मिलेगा. Yes or no? So what do
Yes,
we
ma'am.
so what do we do is, whenever we take a backup of any file or any folder, we see to it that we store it in some different location. So if the original is lost or if the entire original location is lost, we can take the backup copy from different location. तो अगर D का data है, I can have it into E drive, I can have it into pen drive, CDs, DVDs, hard disk. You can have it into any of the other location. Archive data is moved from its original location to the archived storage location. That means what? Original जगह से उसको निकाल के पूरा का पूरा data archived location में store किया जाता है. तो initially original data is suppose if in the D drive. Now if that D drive का data has become archived, तो मैं पूरा का पूरा D में से निकाल के उसको E में या फिर अलग से hard disk में जाके store करूंगी. तो अगर मेरा archive suppose गया, if it is lost, I do not have a way to bring that archive data back, because I'm not making a copy. I'm replacing the original with some another location. Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if I want, can I take a backup of archive data to avoid this situation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So if you want, you can take archive also, backup of the archive also, in order to avoid this situation. तो भले अगर हार्ड डिस्क एक हार्ड डिस्क में है और वहां वो हार्ड डिस्क 10 साल बाद काम नहीं कर रही है, तो आई मे यूज द पेन ड्राइव वेयर आई हैव टेकन अ बैकअप, पुट द पेन ड्राइव एंड यूज द डेटा. What is the state of the data in backup? Backup data is constantly changing, whereas once you create the archive, you do not generally modify it. Okay, so this is an active data, this is an inactive data. Backup may you may keep on changing regularly. If today I stay in Thane, tomorrow I may shift to Mulund also. So what will happen if I am currently working in KJSP? They have to change my address from Thane to Mulund में है और मैंने Mulund के बाद तो Soma is not. Why? Because now it has become an. So if it is backup, you have to keep on changing the data, or data keeps on archive. Once it is prepared, it is prepared, okay, and then it will be for lasting for long. Okay. Data retention policy. You periodically delete or overwrite the data backups that are too old to be useful. Data archives are designed for long-term storage. So this is one and the same. Backup may you delete, you modify, you insert, you update, you keep on doing that. But here, once it is archived, you hardly delete anything, you hardly update anything, you hardly add anything to that data. Next is storage type. This is a hot cloud storage if it is backup. If it is archive, it is cold cloud storage. Any idea what is hot cloud? Hot storage and cold storage? Hot storage is backup, cold storage is archive. Any idea hot and cold क्या है? Okay. Hot cloud storage, yeah, hot storage means what? It is inside the system, maybe on the hard disk, maybe in the CD, maybe in the pen drive, maybe in the DVD, maybe on the floppy disk. But if it is cold storage, that means it is on the cloud. ठीक है? क्यों क्लाउड में है? बिकॉज आर्काइव है, नो लॉन्गर इट इज गोइंग टू चेंज, यू मे यूज एनी टाइम एनीवेयर फ्रॉम द क्लाउड. But if it is hot storage, means what? It has to be required on daily basis, maybe on monthly basis, maybe on weekly basis. So it has to be somewhere near to the system. Near to the system means आपके hard disk में होना चाहिए, pen drive में होना चाहिए, CD में होना चाहिए, so that you can easily plug and play those devices. Abhi, why it has to be in the system? Because in case if today you were working on this chapter 4 PPT, you took the backup on the hard disk and you kept the hard disk in the locker, which is in the office only or in your room itself. Tomorrow, if you come and see that your system is crashed, you are not able to find this chapter 4, you can easily use that hard disk, or you can remove that hard disk, plug play into your system and start using the data. So hot storage means what? It is nearby to your system in the form of storage, like secondary hard disk hai, CD hai. But if it is cold storage, means it is archived. Since it is archived, it will be on the cloud. Okay, there also you can log in into your cloud storage and download the data into your system and use it. But generally, this has to be very easily accessible. So we say that hard disk and all are very easily accessible. Even if you do not have network connection also, still you can back up. Whereas if it is cloud, that means you should have the network connectivity to download that particular data into your system. Understood the difference?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so backup is hot storage, which has to be easily accessible, and your archive is a cold storage, where even if it is not easily accessible at this moment, you can go to some place where you have network connectivity and then you can complete your work. Okay, so it is not that important as your backup is important. Clear up here?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay. So even if it is a archive data, let it be this archive data, जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको उसको क्लाउड पे ही स्टोर करना है. अभी पहले के जमाने में तो क्लाउड था नहीं. So what we were using, we can store it in a magnetic tape. We used to also store it in the disk. But now since we have cloud, therefore we have stopped using this magnetic tape and disk. Okay. So what are magnetic tapes? It is an effective data storage archival format, which is very low in cost. And then we started using hard disk, which is little more expensive than a magnetic tape, and it is also allowing us to store little more amount of data as compared to the magnetic tape. Again, if we compare both, the data access is slow in magnetic tape and it is faster in hard disk. But if we compare both of these with cloud storage is little expensive, but the data access is very high as compared to that of tape and disk. Also, the storage capacity is also better as compared to tape and disk. So it is not necessary archive है तो cloud पे ही होना चाहिए. It can be in tape and disk, but since we do not use this and we have a cloud for using now, so we start using cloud. Okay, understood? So archive storages can be tape also, can be disk also, can be cloud also. So do this mean that we cannot have backup on the cloud, or can we have?
You can have, ma'am.
We can.
Yes, we can have backup on the cloud also. So both of them do not have any differentiation के backup है तो इसमें ही जाना चाहिए और archive है तो इसी में ही जाना चाहिए. It is not like that. If you have a very good connectivity, you can keep a backup on the cloud also. But if you keep it on the cloud, see to it on the safer side, you keep it on some hot storage also, because you never know the connection of network. आज है कल नहीं रहेगा, अभी एक घंटे में एक घंटे बाद नहीं भी रहेगा. So you should have some alternative ready if it is a backup. Clear up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now let us see what are the qualities of good backup. Now all of these terms are very simple and very self-explanatory. Let us discuss them. The first quality of a good backup is storage space. मतलब क्या?
It should have enough amount of storage.
Correct. It should have enough amount of storage. Now if my data is of, say suppose 2 TB, मेरा data 2 TB का है, and I have a hard disk of 1 TB. Can I say it is a good? Can I say the backup जो भी होगा वो अच्छे क्वालिटी का होगा?
Yes, ma'am.
कैसे?
No, ma'am.
वर्षिल, मेरा डेटा 2 TB का है, हार्ड डिस्क 1 ही TB की है, तो मेरा 1 ही TB का डेटा जाएगा. नहीं तो मुझे कंप्रेस करके कैसे तो डालना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो कुछ जो अनवांटेड है उसको वांटेड होके भी निकालना पड़ेगा. I have to do some or the other alternative. But in case if I have 2 TB data and if my hard disk is of 4 TB, can I say I have a very good quality of storage?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So whenever you are taking a backup, see to it how much data of backup you are taking, and do you have that much amount of storage where you're copying the backup. Okay, that is what is considered as storage space. You should have a good storage space for taking the backup of the data. Next is look for scalable storage. Scalable मतलब क्या? Can I say 2 TB data, 4 TB hard disk is scalable? I repeat, 2 TB का डेटा है मेरे पास, उसका मुझे बैकअप लेना है 4 TB के हार्ड डिस्क में. So can I say my 4 TB hard disk is scalable? Are you all there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, क्यों आपने उसको कंसिडर किया स्केलेबल? क्योंकि सपोज 2 TB है डेटा, अगर सपोज मुझे ऐसा लगा कि इसमें मुझे थोड़ा ऐड कर देना चाहिए, तो ऐड करके अगर वो डेटा 3 TB का भी हो जाता है तो भी मैं मेरे 4 TB के स्टोरेज में डाल सकती हूँ ना.
Yes.
Yes.
When you're taking a backup and if you scale something, you should also have a storage which is scalable, which is already increased. अगर 2 TB का है, हार्ड डिस्क भी 2 TB का है, बैकअप ले, yes, I can take the backup, both are equal. But if I wish to change something or add something, can I do that? No. Why? Because my storage is not scalable. So I should see to it backup my scalable. Scalable means उसमें थोड़ा सा कैपेसिटी ज्यादा होना चाहिए. So if I wish to add something,
Your
yes.
voice is breaking.
Am I audible now?
You are audible, but your voice is breaking in between.
Wait, I will reconnect. Is it happening to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, I will reconnect. हाँ, I will reconnect. Okay, am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So where were we? Whenever I take a backup, I should see to it that my storage should be scalable. थोड़ा ज़्यादा होना चाहिए, so that in case if I want to increase something more or add to the existing, I should be able to add that and then take a backup. Nishit, you have written cloud is scalable. Yes, it is correct. Cloud is a scalable type of storage. That means it will always give you some little more space for adding the data for the backup. Okay. Next is high availability. High availability मतलब क्या?
Whenever needed.
हाँ, it should be available whenever it is required. तो अभी सपोज मैंने ओएस का फाइनल मार्कशीट है टर्म वर्क का, उसको किधर तो बना के रख दिया है, बैकअप भी है मेरे पास. अभी मुझे प्रिंसिपल ने बोला अभी का भी लेके आओ. आई डू नॉट हैव लैपटॉप, आई डू नॉट हैव इट ऑन माय मोबाइल, आई डू नॉट हैव इट ऑन माय मेल. इज दैट बैकअप ऑफ एनी यूज? नो. Was that original data of any use? No. So it should be available whenever it is required. That is what is called as high availability. तो अगर जब भी चाहिए तभी आपके पास handy होना चाहिए. If it is not, then that backup is also of no use. Original data which you have created is also of no use. Next is disaster recovery. What is disaster recovery?
If anything crashes, then it should be able to recover.
करेक्ट. दैट मीन्स बैकअप का भी बैकअप
Backup
होना
in
चाहिए. हाँ, बैकअप का भी बैकअप होना चाहिए. मैंने डी ड्राइव का बैकअप मेरे पेन ड्राइव में लिया है, मैं वो पेन ड्राइव का बैकअप भी हार्ड डिस्क में लूंगी. कल उठ के पेन ड्राइव काम नहीं कर रही है या पेन ड्राइव गुम हो गई, तो ओरिजिनल डेटा भी गया, बैकअप भी गया, बट नहीं, आई हैव अ डिजास्टर रिकवरी विच इज इन माई हार्ड डिस्क. So if the data is very important to you, see to it that you are prepared for the disaster recovery also. Okay. Next is backup security. What is backup security? Are you securing all the important data which is in the computer? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
अभी मैंने क्वेश्चन पेपर बनाया है मेरे कंप्यूटर में, and if I kept it open somewhere over here, and if I give the on my taskbar, and if I give access to somebody, and if I'm not available, or if I'm on my phone or something like this, that person may open and read 2-3 questions. Yes or no? It may happen. So what I'm talking up over here is, if you take up security of the data in your computer, if you back up that data, see to it that your backup is also secured. अगर मेरा वो क्वेश्चन पेपर है, मैं उसको पेन ड्राइव में दे रही हूँ, if I'm giving it to some other teacher, or if I'm giving it to the student also, for in case, I'll see to it that I lock that particular file, or I secure that particular file. So even if it is misplaced by me, nobody will be able to access until and unless I know the password, or he or she knows the password. So the way I am securing or giving a protection to my original data, I should see to it that I also secured the backup data also, if it is that important as the original one. Okay, so ऐसा नहीं है कि original secure कर दिया, उसका backup लोगे तो backup automatically secure हो जाएगा, नहीं. If you are taking original का backup, you have to secure the original separately, you have to secure your backup separately. Understanding? Next is schedule, backup and frequency. What is the schedule backup? What
We
is
should
schedule
mention
backup?
how frequently the backup should be done.
Correct. We should know that how frequently we are taking a backup. ठीक है, अगर मेरा डेटा बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है तो आई मे टेक इट ऑन द डेली बेसिस. इफ इट इज, ठीक है, एक ही सेमेस्टर में काम होने वाला है तो आई मे take the backup after 6 months. If I'm not going to use that data for a year, I may take the backup of that data after a year also. So I should plan that what data needs what type of backup, and how or when does it need that backup, or how frequently does it need the backup. Understood? That is what is called as scheduled backup. Next is volume, coverage, separation and testing. What are all these? Volume is what? I should know how much backup I have to take. ठीक है, इधर हमने स्टोरेज स्पेस देखा कि मेरा डेटा 2 TB का है तो मुझे स्टोरेज भी 2 TB का लगेगा. सो व्हाट इज दैट 2 TB डेटा which I am taking backup? It is nothing but the volume of a data that I am going to take the backup of. So if I am taking backup, तो कोई मुझे पूछेगा ना बैकअप का साइज कितना है. So बैकअप का साइज is nothing but the volume of a data which you are planning to take the backup. Understood? Just a minute, I'm getting a call from college. Hello. Okay. So what is volume? It is nothing but what is the size of a data you are taking the backup of. Coverage. Coverage means what? Am I taking full backup? Am I taking only what is incremented? Am I taking only what is differential? Okay, that is what is coverage. Am I covering entire data? Am I covering only the thing which is updated or which is modified, deleted, added, something like that? That is what is called as coverage. What is separation and testing? What is testing, first of all?
The backup is easily recoverable.
I have to test also, that is the backup being easily recoverable, और जिधर बैकअप लिया है उधर वो बैकअप ओपन हो रहा है कि नहीं. आई हैव टू डू दिस टेस्टिंग ऑल्सो. कॉपी करके उसको बंद करके रख दिया और 2 दिन बाद खोला और देख रहे हैं ओपन ही नहीं हो रहा है, तो ओरिजिनल भी गया और बैकअप तो ओपन ही नहीं हो रहा है. So that backup is of no use. So you have to test whether whatever you have taken the backup, is it getting opened. So if it is open, that means I would be able to recover as and when it is required. Okay. And what is separation? Can I keep all the backup at one place? Can I keep all the backup at one place?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
We have to divide it.
Yes, I have to segregate it all over the system or on the different storage medium. Because even if I keep it on one place in a computer, अगर computer पूरा का पूरा ही crash हो गया तो ना backup मिलेगा ना मुझे उसका original copy मिलेगा. So I see to it that I have a proper separation when I take the backup. So these are the qualities of getting a backup or taking a good backup. We are up till here? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, we have a steps to perform a backup. So Unix and Linux backup, we can take a backup and we can restore also. And we use different commands for these. Now, what are the commands? First is a tar command. Okay, it is called as tape archive. T for tape, AR for archive. Therefore, it is called as tape archive. Then we have a command called as UFS dump. We have one more command called as only dump. Then we have a command called as DD. Then we have a command called as CPIO. And then we do the restoring by using these commands. Okay, so out of all this, we will be studying tar command. Along with tar, we will be studying two more utilities which are not mentioned over here. Those two utilities are gzip utility and bzip utility. Okay, gzip utility and bzip utility. So by using tar, gzip and bzip, we are going to perform the compression and zipping the files and taking the backup of it. Okay. We also see this CPIO command. Okay, that is nothing but CP command. CP means what? Copy command. So in Linux, we can take a backup by using a CP command. That is nothing but a copy. We copy the file from one location to another location. That means if the data is in the D drive original, I can take a copy of D original and save it into E. So D will become original and E will become the backup. I may have original into D and storing the other into the mount point, which is the hard disk, or which may be the pen drive. Okay, so how do you use this command? CP file name destination directory. So copy the file, whichever file you want to take a backup of. Where you have to copy this, you will have to copy this in this particular destination. So when I write CP backup file 2.txt, that means what? It is going to copy the file to where it will be copied in the home directory inside the downloads. ठीक है, तो फाइल 2 अगर डॉक्यूमेंट्स में है तो डॉक्यूमेंट्स में उसका ओरिजिनल कॉपी रहेगा और डाउनलोड में उसका बैकअप कॉपी रहेगा. ओके, so this is the original path of the file and this is the destination path of the file.
Ma'am, what is the backup keyword here?
Actually, backup is not used. It is directly CP copy file to the destination. I have tried this command. So with backup, it is not getting executed. So if you do only copy file 2 and the destination, it gets copied.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so copy file 2 from this original location to this particular destination. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now when I copy the file has some properties like read hai, sirf read write hai, read write execute hai. You have these kind of properties to a file. So if I want to preserve that properties, I will use this option -p. So when I say cp -p file name to the destination, which means what? It will copy the file to the destination place with all its properties as it is. तो अगर file 2 के permissions थे सिर्फ read और write, तो जब भी वो destination user folder में copy होगा, it will get copy with the same rights. That is which rights? The read and write which was there to the original file. ठीक है? How it happened? Because I have used this option -p. So p is what? It is preserving the properties of the selected file as it is. If you want to keep the properties as it is, if you do not want to change them, you can use this option -p, mention the file name which you want to copy, and then the destination where you want to store the backup. Clear? Are you all there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now next we have is star command. Linux star command. Wait a minute. So what is this star command? It stands for tape archive. Okay, tape archive command. T for tape and AR for archive. So Linux star stands for tape archive and it is used to create archive and extract that archive file. Okay, matlab it is used to compress the file and then decompress the file. We can use Linux star commands to create compressed or uncompressed archive files. How do we do that? We do that by using this command. Before that, we say we have different options how we can use. So tar ke saath, what is tar? It is used for compression and uncompression. What we can compress any of the file, and then whatever is compressed we can uncompress them. ठीक है, मतलब zip कर सकते हैं और unzip कर सकते हैं. How do we do that? We do this with these options along with tar command. -c, -x, -f, -t, -v, -z, -j. C is to create archive. तो अगर मैंने tar के साथ -c यूज किया तो वो zip फाइल क्रिएट करेगा या आर्काइव फाइल क्रिएट करेगा. X यूज किया tar के साथ तो it will extract. If I use F, it will allow me to give the new file name. You will understand all this when we come to the command. If I want to view that particular file, जो भी फाइल को मैंने tar में कन्वर्ट किया है या कंप्रेस किया है, अगर मुझे उसको देखना है तो I can see that by using -t. If I want to know the verbose information, I will use -v. If I want to compress in some another utility, tar के साथ एक और utility है gzip. I just told you previously that we are going to see 3 utilities, tar, gzip and bzip. तो अगर tar में ही मुझे gzip करना है तो I can use -z. tar में ही मुझे bzip करना है I can use -j. Which means what? I can use gzip, bzip separately also because they are a separate utility. But if I want to use it with tar, I can use it with tar also by using these two options with tar. ठीक है, -z, -j. दोनों में डिफरेंस कुछ नहीं है. gzip खाली यूज करो तो भी वो सेम एक्सटेंशन के साथ कंप्रेस करेगा. tar के साथ -z यूज करो तो भी वो सेम लेवल का कंप्रेशन करेगा. ओके, देयर इज नो डिफरेंस इन दैट. So why do we use this tar? We use this tar to compress and uncompress the files. And whenever you want to do this compression and uncompression, you have to use these options with the tar command. So if I want to create, which option I have to use? I have to use -c. So let us see one example. Tar cvf test.tar, test1.txt, test4.txt. Now what I have done is, before to this command, I have created 2 text files. Let us first understand for 1 text file, then we will understand for 2 files. ठीक है, मैंने एक text file बनाई है जिसका नाम है test1.txt. Do we know how to create a text file? If you have seen the experiment video, आपको पता होगा. We make a command called as use of a command called as touch. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So with the help of this command touch tst1.txt, I have made the file. ठीक है, I have written the command in the chat box. तो मैंने पहले क्या किया, ये कमांड को एग्जीक्यूट करने के पहले tar वाले कमांड को, सॉरी, I have created a file called as test1.txt. Now I want to compress this file. test1.txt को compress करना है. कैसे compress करना है? Using tar command. ठीक है, so I have written tar. Which file I want to compress? I want to compress a file which is named as test1.txt. जब compress होगा तब उसका नाम क्या होगा? उसका नाम होगा test.tar. ठीक है, कुछ भी नाम हो सकता है. अगर आपको test1 रखना है test1 रखो, test2 रखना है test2 रखो, any name, but it should have an extension .tar. Now why you have to give the name of the file? Because you have used an option called as f. So what is that f option telling? F option is telling that it will create an archive with whatever file name you have given. Okay, so it will create the archive with what file name? With the file name that you have given over here. What will C do? C will create this tar. It will create this archive. F with the file name test.tar. V is for verbose. It will display verbose information. Verbose information means after you press enter to this command, it will show you immediately that this file is being created. If you do not write V, it will still create the file, but it will not show you that it has created a file. So to just see the information, whether it is creating or not, system allows you to see that. How it allows you to see that? If we use this V. अगर V नहीं यूज किया तो भी ऐसा नहीं है कि आपका सिंटैक्स गलत और होगा और आपका tar फाइल नहीं बनेगा. आपका फाइल बनेगा, but you will not be able to see that how that file is created. Did you understood the first command?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, I am explaining again. I am compressing a file called as test1.txt. I have created this file by using a command touch test1.txt. Now I want to archive it. So since I want to compress that file using a tar command, I will use tar cvf. So what will C do? It will create. What it will create? It will create a tar file. with what name? With the file name as test.tar. You can have any file name. As soon as you press enter, since you have written V, it will show you that test1.txt has been created. And then when you do ls means when you list, you will be able to see the file. What file? File as test.tar created. तो ये test.tar के अंदर क्या होगा? आपका compressed file with a name test1.txt. Are you understanding this?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके नाउ ये तो एक फाइल हो गया. अगर मुझे मल्टीपल फाइल को कंप्रेस करना है, सो व्हाट आई हैव टू डू इज सेम tar cvf test1.tar, फर्स्ट फाइल नेम स्पेस सेकंड फाइल नेम स्पेस थर्ड फाइल नेम. तो वो दोनों तीनों जितनी भी फाइल्स लिखी है वो सारी कंप्रेस हो जाएगी किसके अंदर? एक ही फाइल के अंदर, which will be represented as test.tar. Okay, understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you want, you can give single file. If you want, you can give multiple files also. Now, if you do not want to use this tar extension, but normal zip extension use karna hai, so you can use that also. Instead of .tar, replace it with .zip. So what will happen? Your test.zip will have how many files? test1.txt file and test4.txt file. Understanding? So these two files are zipped or they are compressed with a new file name called as test.zip by using tar command. Again, these two files are compressed or zipped by using tar command and the new file name is test.tar. Understood up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now if I have different types of C files, .c file here, addition.c, multiplication.c, subtraction.c, division.c, ऐसे मेरे पास 6-7 C files है, or not 6-7, I have 10 to 15. So will I write all 10-15 file names over here? I can do that. But what is the alternative if I do not want to write all those similar type of files? I can simply use this star.c. So when I say star.c means all C files should be compressed with a file name called as file.tar. Understanding? So for all similar types of files, you do not have to mention it like this by putting space. You can simply write all.txt. So what will happen? जितने भी txt files है सारी compress हो जाएगी कौन से file के अंदर? file.tar के अंदर. सारी C files है किसमें compress हो जाएगी? file.tar के अंदर. So when I open this file.tar, what will I get to see? Addition.c, subtraction.c, multiplication.c, division.c, and whatever it is there. Understanding?
Yes.
Okay. So similarly, if I replace with .text, what will I be able to see? I'll get to see test1, test4, test2, test3, 6, 7, 8, 9, जितने भी text file बनाई है, all of them I will be able to see. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is this clear up till here? Is this clear up
Yes,
till here?
ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, when I want to extract the file, compression तो देख लिया, C use करके, CVF use करके I can create the compression. Now, if I want to uncompress or if I want to extract, what do I use? कौन सा symbol कौन सा है for extraction? It is X. So I will have to replace C with X. So I will replace C with X. So when I say tar xvf file.tar, file.tar में क्या था? सारे C files compress किए हुए थे. अभी मुझे उसको extract करना है. तो extract करने के लिए मैंने क्या यूज किया? X for extracting, extract the file file.tar. तो जो भी compress थे वो सारे uncompress हो जाएंगे. ओके तो मैंने यहाँ पे क्या कंप्रेस किया था? .c फाइल्स कंप्रेस की थी. कौन सी फाइल्स थी? O2, O3, O4 .c फाइल्स कंप्रेस करके उसको file.tar में डाला था. तो अगर मुझे अभी अनकंप्रेस करना है तो आई हैव टू यूज द फाइल नेम विच इज यूज्ड फॉर कंप्रेशन. तो कंप्रेशन के टाइम पे क्या फाइल नेम यूज किया था? file.tar. So I will uncompress with the same file name. So when I compressed, I got the output as file.tar. But when I will uncompress, I will get the file name as 2.c, 3.c, 4.c, whatever was compressed in that file. Understanding?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
by using C, we create a compression, and by using X, we uncompress or we extract the files. Understood up till here?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
मैम
हाँ.
मुझे डॉट सी के साथ अगर डॉट टी फाइल भी फाइल डॉट टार में सेव करना है तो मुझे अलग से लिखना पड़ेगा कमांड की उसमें
स्पेस यूज करके, हाँ, स्पेस यूज करके अगेन star.txt, बट देन यू विल हैव डॉट सी डॉट टेक्स्ट, दोनों भी एक ही फाइल के अंदर चलेगा आपको वैसा, तो यू कैन डू.
ओके मैम.
हाँ, अभी मैंने दोनों को कंप्रेस किया, अनकंप्रेस भी किया. अभी मुझे उसके कंटेंट्स देखने, आई वांट टू सी द कंटेंट्स, तो वो कंप्रेस होने के बाद कैसे दिखता है, अनकंप्रेस होने के बाद कैसे दिखता है. सो हाउ कैन आई डू दैट? आई विल यूज हाइफन, आई विल यूज एन ऑप्शन टी. So when I say tar tvf test dot tar, सबसे पहले test dot tar में क्या क्या है? टेस्ट फाइल 1 एंड टेस्ट फाइल 4. तो अगर मुझे टेस्ट में क्या क्या है वो देखना है, 1 और 4 है क्या वो मुझे देखना है, तो हाउ कैन आई सी दैट? आई कैन सी दैट बाय यूजिंग एन ऑप्शन टी. So when I say tar tvf test dot tar, it will allow you to view the file test dot tar. And when it shows you the content, what will it show? कि test.tar के अंदर you have test 1 and test 4. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I have created a file test1.txt. ठीक है, मैंने इधर क्रिएट की ना, test1.txt क्रिएट की. अभी उसके पास क्या परमिशंस थे? सिर्फ रीड और राइट. अगर मुझे सेम रीड राइट परमिशंस को प्रिजर्व करना है कंप्रेस करने के बाद भी, तो मैं क्या लिखूंगी? आई विल यूज दिस P. Star CVPF, P will preserve the permissions of test1 even after it has added or even after it has compressed into this star file. Okay? Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
So create a compression by preserving the properties or attributes or permissions as it is. Okay? So test1.txt will be compressed with a name called as test1.tar. तो अगर test1 का properties read write है तो test1.tar का भी properties read write ही होगा. क्यों? क्योंकि I have told के preserve the permission by using an option P. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
So we have seen C, X, F, P and V. Are they all understood to you?
Yes, ma'am.
C will create, X will extract, F will allow you to give the file name, T will allow you to view, V will give you verbose information. Okay? Is it clear up till here?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now in the next lecture, we will see -z and -j along with gzip and bzip tools separately. Clear है इधर तक सबको?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
मैम वाइल्ड कार्ड कैरेक्टर को तो हम लोग बाद में एक्सटेंशन के लिए भी यूज कर सकते हैं, जैसे फाइल डॉट स्टार या फिर स्टार फाइल डॉट टीएक्सटी.
star file dot txt नहीं समझा, क्या बोल रहे हो आप?
मैम मतलब वो स्टार को हम लोग कहीं पे भी यूज कर सकते हैं.
Star is used for all. हाँ. Dot C.
हाँ.
हाँ. correct.
तो फाइल डॉट स्टार के लिए या फिर फाइल स्टार डॉट टीएक्सटी या इस सब में भी ना.
Yes, you can use.
मैम
हाँ.
मैम अगर कोई 20 सी फाइल्स है और उसमें से मुझे एक फाइल को एक्सक्लूड करना है तो कैसे कर सकते हैं?
I don't know then. I have to see. That I don't have idea.
ओके मैम.
Okay. Now when we do experiment 6, no, at that time I'm going to show you how all these commands are going to get executed. Okay. So don't worry that you are not able to see the output, but you will be able to see the output. Let me complete the theory first, and so that you understand the practical better. Okay. Give me your attendance. फैजान,
प्रेजेंट मैम.
हमजा, चलो फटाफट बोलो अपने नाम रोल नंबर के हिसाब से.
Present, ma'am.